Alright, so now we're moving on to vowels. So listen to the sound that I make. E. E. And go ahead and say that with me. E. E. Now think of what some of your keywords for the sound E were. Two keywords for you were 3 and eat. So go ahead and write down 3 and eat for me. So here's what they look like. Once again, 3 and eat. And go ahead and underline in each of these words which one makes the E sound. So again, in 3 we've got the double E, E, and in eat we've got EA. And there was also one more word at the very end that made the E sound. And I believe for you that was the word lucky. So go ahead and write down the word lucky for me. And so once again, lucky, the very end here, this Y, when it's at the end of the word, typically will make the E sound. So let's now move on to another sound. Let's do eh. Eh. And say it with me. Eh. Eh. And so think of a couple of your keywords for the sound eh. I think two of your keywords for eh were web and also elk. No, egg, excuse me. So web and egg. So go ahead and write down web and egg for me. And here's what they look like. And again, underline for me the letter here that makes the eh sound. So in web, it's going to be the E in the middle, eh, and then in egg, the E at front, eh. Let's now move on to another sound. Let's do A. A. And say that with me. A. A. So now think about your keywords for A was. So your two keywords I think were ape and hate. So go ahead and write those down for me. Ape and hate. So here they are as a way to double check yourself. And again, what's special about the A sound is that it's always going to be followed by an E. So the E at the end of the word makes the A say its name. So like an ape and also hate. This E at the end makes the A say its name. Let's move on to another sound now. Let's do ah. Ah. And say it with me. Ah. Ah. So think about your keywords for ah were. Your keywords for ah were hat and apple. So go ahead and write down hat and apple for me. So here those words are. We've got hat and apple. Go ahead and underline for me the letter that makes the ah sound in each of these. So in hat, it's going to be the A in the middle, and apple, going to be the A at the front. Again, when it's just the A by itself, makes the ah. When that A is followed, let me erase this, by a letter and then an E, then it's going to turn into an A. Again, because that E at the end makes the letter say its name. Let's now go on to the sound I. I. And say it with me. I. I. So think about your key words for the sound I were. Your keywords for the sound I were fire and ice. So go ahead and write down fire and ice for me. So once again, when you've got this I that's followed, or I guess is followed by an E, the E is going to make it say its name. So fire. Same for ice. Ice. Because of the E at the end here. Now the last sound I'll have you do, go ahead and say I. 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 So think about your key words for the sound I were. Your keywords for the sound I were ship and it. So go ahead and write those down for me. So we'll have ship and it. And go ahead and underline for me the letter that makes that I sound in both of these words. So in ship, it's going to be this one right here, this I. And I is going to be, again, the I right here. When the I is just by itself, it's not followed by an E, it's going to make the I sound. So once again, for example, if I just had the word fir, like in fir tree, it's just an I. However, if I add, ooh, that's not a very good E. Let me try again. If I add another letter and then an E that follows, again, this E is always going to make the letter say its name. So it'll become fire. So before, it was just fir, fir. Now it's fire, I.